Yeah, there's lots of spring ephemerals popping up. You can't much tell they're not something more than weeds right now, but so their whole life cycle is it happens within just a few weeks in the spring. They grow, flower, seed, and completely die back. And they do it all before the leaves come on the trees because that's the only chance they've got. My name is Christian Phifer, and we are at Larkspur Conservation at Taylor Hollow, Tennessee's first conservation burial ground. Essentially, you're standing in a nature preserve that has been saved by countless families that have joined together, and they lay their loved ones to rest right here on this sacred ground. And the property becomes it's a living memorial to these people. But it opens as a green space, and you can come visit daily. You can walk the trails. You can remember. I grew up in the woods and on a farm and very connected to the circle of life, and my parents taught me that, and I think that because of my early exposure to the natural world, I bore a keen sense of understanding and respect for it in ways that I probably haven't understood until recently. I find myself now standing in the middle of a nature preserve after 15 years in the conventional funeral industry, where I was embalming individuals and caring for families, sometimes upwards of 500 per year. And to look at the scale of operations from the conventional funeral industry and then take a step back and look at the leap of faith that we as a nonprofit have made here at Larkspur by saving this land and offering a mindful option to families of our area, but also creating open green space for neighbors and the general public as well. It's a stark comparison, but it's been a welcomed one, not only by the community, but by the funeral industry together. You don't see any of the conventional methods here, in the sense that what we're doing is we're reviving historic practices. This has been done throughout American history. We're just using it as a tool to save land. So we're taking an ecological stance and looking at the burial practice and how it can actually benefit Mother Nature. I have a coffee mug at home that a dear friend sent to me, and it says, "What would Mother Nature do?" And we use that mentality every day when we are doing this work. When I'm digging a grave, when I'm looking at how do I pay tribute to this person, what would Mother Nature do? So we tie nature and hiking and being in an immersive, recreational, mindful, natural experience at the end of life, as opposed to show up at this time, tent and chairs, fake grass, vaulted casket in the grave, time to go, and maybe not ever go back. We give these people, you just saw in the background, a gentleman just walking through the meadow. He's likely here just to stretch his legs and get fresh air. This is one of the prettiest days we've had in a while. But he could also be here to say hello to someone or to remember. And there's no better way to do that than in a natural, pristine nature preserve. So this is a historic tree as well. It was grown from an acorn from an oak. at Helen Keller's birthplace. And we work with a local nonprofit, and we create historic forests when we plant trees like this that are native to our landscape. And we use this, and the day we buried Sally, we planted this particular tree and placed the stones, and this is her permanent pin, and we've recorded GPS coordinates exactly on this point within accuracy of centimeters. So if you were to come visit the site, you could just plug those GPS coordinates into Google Maps and it walks you right here. Recently I had a burial for a woman, very old in age, lived a long, beautiful life, struggled with dementia and health concerns near the end of her life, and her daughter brought her here to be buried when she passed. And her daughter sent me a letter recapping the day after they had gotten home from the experience they'd had. And she said, "I felt comfort being able to see my mother alive in this place." So that says it all. There's a moment of regeneration that occurs here. This tree that I'm leaning against, you know, the nutrients in someone's body filtering through these veins in this tree, wildflowers in the spring, snowflakes in the fall and winter. It's really special. It's a unique way to look at approaching death and grief and how to move through that and be in it and not avoid it, not mask it or cover it up. Trees from Hannibal, Missouri. Its mother was planted in 1721, and it's grown from an acorn from that tree. Miss Diane picked it out when she was sick. Its mother grows today still outside the cave system where Mark Twain played as a boy.